Everyone here has been exposed to the trauma of loss over and over again, but the patients just keep coming. What's it like right now for your staff?
It's a disaster right now for our staff. The patients are extremely sick. This is a horrible disease. I hope I won't cry because it's been 10 months of this, and we are inundated.
They can't send patients out to other hospitals in Los Angeles County because in the most populated county in America, there is not a single licensed ICU bed open. All 2,500 are full. At last count, all of Southern California had zero ICU capacity. Zero.
And there's no break. There's absolutely no break. And even during July, it wasn't so bad. But this time, we're seeing large numbers.
Nancy Blake says this is so much worse than the first two surges of the virus because now they're getting their normal amount of emergency patients plus a large number of coronavirus cases. In the past 2 weeks, California has seen a 63% increase in hospitalizations, and in just one day, around 40,000 new infections were reported. This as 98% of the state is under a stay-at-home order. That is clearly not what is happening. What effect does that have on your staff?
They're angry. Because at the very beginning, it was people were, saying nurses are heroes and great job, and now they're not listening to us. They're not wearing their masks. They're saying it's a hoax. And I have to say, I'm a glass half full kind of person. My glass is empty right now.
You'll remember in New York at the beginning of the pandemic when they had refrigerated trucks because they needed space for bodies. Well, now at this hospital, they have the same thing, and this one has just been turned on. But amidst the signs of suffering, there were signs of hope. Healthcare workers lining up to get their first dose of the vaccine, each sending a message as to why they're getting inoculated. The first day it arrived, the mood soared, but soured by the afternoon as more patients crushed into the emergency room. Are you okay?
No, it's the worst I've ever seen. I've been a nurse for 40 years. And it's the worst I've ever seen. And some of the things these nurses are seeing, where their patients are dying, there's no family member, so they're holding that patient's hand, or they're on the other side of an iPad where the family's crying.
Our thanks to Sarah Seidman for that. Now, COVID vaccinations are set to begin across several European nations beginning tomorrow as a new, faster spreading variant of the coronavirus continues to pop up around the world. So let's go live to CNN's Cyril Vanier, who's in Paris this morning. Cyril, France is one of several countries preparing to distribute vaccines tomorrow. So give us a sense of what you're hearing from people on the ground.
Well, look, there's still a lot of vaccine hesitancy, and not just in France, but really across the continent. So this trust issue is going to be major for all European governments, and they're going to have to handle this. In France earlier this month, it was estimated that about half the population was willing to get the vaccine, right, give or take, which means that the other half is either unwilling or unsure. Now, these attitudes may change as the vaccine starts to be rolled out. The EU begins its vaccination program on Sunday. And by the way, John, that is an absolutely huge undertaking. We're talking about almost 500 million people across the continent, right? 450 million across 27 member states. As this begins, if the news continues to be good, as it has been by and large from the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, which is the one that's approved here, then it's possible that people will start being a little bit more trusting of this vaccine. But that's where we stand for now. Still a lot of hesitation as we go into this.
But to your point, I mean, this extraordinary operational achievement, but a lack of trust can be deadly. And that's what we're dealing with here and around the world. Tell me a little bit more about what we know about this positive case of the new variant that we found in France.
Yeah, that's worrying news. Look, it's worrying news for France, and it's been found in several other European countries. That person actually traveled from the UK to France a week ago, the same day that I did. And this was, the timing was important, and that's why I'm particularly attuned to it, because I had the same timing. We traveled, this was before the UK pressed the panic button because of this variant and put large sections of its population under the strictest tier 4 restrictions, right? So at the time that we traveled, there was no hindrance to that travel. And that person then arrived in the French city of Tours and got tested positive for COVID-19. And because that person was coming from the UK, that positive test then got sent for DNA sequencing. And that's how we found out on Christmas Day that person actually did have the new variant of the vaccine. The person, by the way, is asymptomatic. The person, by all accounts, feels fine and is back in isolation. And now all his contacts, there's contact tracing going on, all his contacts being contacted, as it were, to make sure this doesn't spread any further, John.
That contact tracing is key, and it's something we're going to keep an eagle eye on. Cyril Vanier from Paris, thank you very much. All right, up next, Democrats are massively outraising their Republican rivals in Georgia as they vie to take control of the Senate on January 5th. We'll have
I was on vacation with my husband and my water broke at only 23 weeks.
We had to stay in the hospital for 10 weeks, thousands of miles from family. Our driver, Kristen, came along in our most desperate hour.
Bringing us home-cooked meals and gifts.
Day after day. I want to say something. Kristen is the most uncommonly kind person that we've met.
Thank you so much.
The Shark Vac Mop, the all-in-one disposable pad that vacuums up debris other pads push around. Then spray mops tough messes. Just vacuum, then spray, and toss. The Shark Vac Mop.
This is more than steak. This is a wake-up call for all five senses. This is Omaha Steaks, hand-selected, butcher-cut, and aged to peak tenderness. Best steak you've ever tasted, guaranteed. Plus anything else you crave: seafood, chops, burgers. Omaha Steaks. Every meal is an unforgettable experience. Plus, order now and get free chicken and burgers. Visit omahasteaks.com/TV.
Millions of people have lost weight with Nutrisystem, and you can too. Lose up to 18 pounds in your first 2 months, guaranteed. You'll see results your very first week.
Order your 28-day program right now. Get 50% off a month of meals and 50% off a month of shakes.
Lose weight and learn how to keep it off. Your first 18 pounds, gone.
Go online or call 888-974-56. Save 50% on a month of meals and shakes.
Priceline works with top hotels to save you up to 60%. These are all great. And when you get a big deal, you feel like a big deal. Priceline. Every trip is a big deal.
These days, everyone's staring at screens and watching their spending. Good vision is more important than ever, but so is saving. That's why America's Best includes a free eye exam when you buy 2 pairs of glasses for just $69.95. Book an exam online today.
Precision never holds you back. Don't settle for silver. Number 1 for diabetic dry skin. Number 1 for psoriasis symptom relief. And number 1 for eczema symptom relief. Omaha. Champion your skin.
Georgia's 2 Senate runoff elections are already in a frenzy, with the candidates spending, get this, nearly $500 million since Election Day on radio and TV ads. Now, the contests are on track to be the most expensive Senate races in U.S. history, and it's Democratic candidates Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock who are raising the most money. So CNN's Ryan Nobles has more on this. Ryan, $500 million is an unbelievable amount of money, but does it really make a difference in the race that we're seeing on the ground, or is it primarily the media buyers who are benefiting?
Well, there's no doubt it's good to be the owner of a local television station in the state of Georgia right now. No doubt about that, John, because so much money is being spent on television. As I can tell you, having spent a lot of time in Georgia right now, you can't turn on the TV without seeing an ad from one of these 4 candidates. But it is really hard to quantify right now the impact that all of this money being spent is having on the race itself. There really isn't a lot of available public polling, in part because it's so difficult to poll this type of a race. We've never seen 2 runoffs happening at the same time, with also the balance of the United States Senate hanging out there as a possibility at the end of all of this. So we really don't know, and we probably won't know until January 5th. But just take a look at these numbers. Right now, it is the Democratic candidates who are raising more money. Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, both over the $100 million mark. David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler have both raised more than $60 million. But this doesn't tell us the whole story, because there are hundreds of millions of dollars being poured into Georgia from outside groups across the country. Mitch McConnell and his leadership PAC spending hundreds of millions of dollars. Stacey Abrams, the former Democratic candidate for governor in the state of Georgia, she's also raised tens of millions of dollars, much of which is going into this Senate race. And the other part of this that is really important, John, is that candidates are already encouraging people in Georgia to get out and vote. Early voting has already been in the works. It's now going on 2 weeks where voters have been able to cast their ballots. We're heading up to January 5th. That is election day. This is expected to be a very tight election. And John, as we mentioned, the balance of the United States Senate is what is going to finally be determined. John.
Stakes don't get any higher than that. Ryan Nobles, thank you very much. Now, for some, today would be a good day to stay inside and sit by the fireplace because freezing temperatures are making their way across the Northeast this morning. Wind chills are near, if not below zero. And a new record in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which had the snowiest Christmas in 85 years. CNN meteorologist Allison Chinchar has the forecast. Allison.
That's right, John. And Pittsburgh was one of the few places that had a lot of snow on Christmas Day. Look at this, multiple states actually reporting over a foot of snow on Christmas Day, again, including Indiana, Michigan, as well as New York. We still have more snow in the forecast for today. That's mainly going to be focused across portions of the state of Maine, as well as the Great Lakes region, especially upstate New York, portions of Pennsylvania as well, where we could end up picking up as much as a foot of extra snowfall. But again, the temperatures, this is the more widespread concern really for this weekend. You are looking at current wind chills. It feels like it is 1 degree right now in Pittsburgh. That's taking into consideration not only the temperature, but also the wind gusts there. Take a look, Columbus 4, Buffalo also looking at only 4 degrees. Chicago, it feels like it's only 12 degrees right now. Again, it's that cold air that's not only been across portions of the Great Lakes, but look at how far south that was spreading down into the Carolinas. And John, even to note this morning, we had freeze warnings as far south as the Gulf Coast. Those have now been lifted. Temperatures will start to warm back up over the next couple of days, not only along the Gulf Coast, but also the Midwest and the Northeast as well.
Unbelievable. Allison Chinchar, thank you. All right, still ahead. The Nashville police revealed the 6 officers who helped save lives by evacuating the area targeted by an explosion. CNN's on the ground with the latest on the investigation.
That's right. Subway is open, serving footlongs contact-free. Order the app for quick and easy pickup, or get contact-free curbside pickup. Staying home? Get delivery. So many ways to get footlongs contact-free. Subway. Eat fresh.
When managing diabetes, you can't always stop for a finger stick. With the Freestyle Libre 14-day system, a continuous glucose monitor, you don't have to. With a painless 1-second scan, you can check your glucose with a smartphone, so you can stay in the moment. You can do it without finger sticks. Ask your doctor for a prescription today. And if you join the My Freestyle program, you can try the Freestyle Libre 14-day system for free. Learn more at myfreestyle.us.
So with AT&T, you can pick the perfect plan for each family member with the features they want, like HBO Max. What was that? Happens every time I say HBO Max. HBO Max.
It can read?
It's not complicated. AT&T's best plan includes HBO Max, so you can stream Wonder Woman 1984 the exact same day it premieres in theaters, and no extra cost.
When it comes to autism, finding the right words can be tough. Finding understanding doesn't have to be. We can create a kinder, more inclusive world for the millions of people on the autism spectrum. Go to autismspeaks.org.
The new MyWW Plus is our most holistic program ever. You get more of what you need to help you lose weight. More simplicity with what's in your fridge, which suggests meals based on what you have. More motivation with on-demand workout classes. More freedom with over 300 zero-point foods. And new tools to boost your mood and help keep you hydrated. Get more of what you need to help you lose weight. The new MyWW Plus, more holistic, more personalized, more weight loss.
Lose weight on us this winter. Get 3 months free. Ends January 4th.
That's delicious. I'm gonna finish that.
When COVID-19 threatened my family and my business,